Welcome to Red Dirt D&D. I'm Michael Cross and I play Elias Stone, a human cleric.
I'm Shenold. I play Sable, a half-elf rogue.
I'm Johnny Payne and I play August E. Greymore, a human fighter.
I'm Kerri Hester and I play Moxie, a tiefling bard.
And I'm Brooke Bullock, your DM. Please join us as we explore the curse of the Clockwork City. The party has infiltrated some type of secret lair, dormitory, guild house, perhaps repurposed for some type of macabre and morbid experimentations. They have found a secret elevator that goes down to presumably the lowest level of this place and can hear chants of some type of ceremony happening just in the distance around the corner. Right before the doorways into that area of worship, perhaps, two guards stand on a landing, their backs to the party, deep in stealth. They have a plan to try to take these two out as quickly as possible, perhaps using the combined skills of August E. Greymore, Sable, with blessings and encouragement from Moxie and Dr. Stone. With the very likely possibility of a surprise round, shall we roll for initiative? Dr. Stone.
13.
And August?
17.
Moxie.
18.
Sable, don't let us down.
23.
Indeed. Any adjustments, shifts, trades with initiative?
Are you cool with being second? You got something you can do?
I mean, not quietly. So you might as well take
Okay,
my
I'll take her.
initiative.
We'll trade. 18,
All
17.
right. It looks like it's going to be Sable and August and Moxie and Dr. Stone.
So I look over to August, I say, August, take the same one that Sable's gonna take. So Sable will attack first, run up there, hit the same one. I'm gonna do a hold person. So we wanna try and take at least one of them down instantly.
Sable, you're up. They are about 15 feet away from you at the top of these
And you stealth
small
to get up there and you
stairs.
rolled a...
Modified 20. I am going to attack this one's back with my rapier. 22 to hit,
Yes.
19 piercing damage.
He appears to be bloodied.
Bonus action with my dagger. 22 to hit,
Yes.
4 damage.
Alrighty. He's still up, but is bloodied as you catch him in the ribs, perhaps. August E. Greymore.
I will move up beside Sable and bring my glaive down upon the one that he has struck. 17.
That is a hit.
6 points of damage.
Alrighty.
And I'll flip the handle around for 16 to hit.
Just what you need.
7 points of damage.
Alrighty. He is wobbly, but he is still on his feet. Moxie.
The one that they have not touched, I am going to cast Bane on him. So a Charisma 14 save.
Oh, he just makes it. 15.
Isn't Bane 3 people?
Oh yeah, I guess the other one too.
He rolled a 10 on the die. He failed.
So that guy that failed, negative D4 to any attack rolls or saving throws. I tried. It was a good idea.
It was a great idea.
It was
That
a fantastic idea. Dr. Stone.
All right, because this might not work, but we'll give it a try. I'm gonna cast Hold Person on the one that hasn't been attacked. DC 14 Wisdom save.
Alrighty. DC 14?
Yeah.
Rolled a 9 on the die, so he failed.
All right, so he is paralyzed for the duration, for concentration for 1 minute.
Okay.
He cannot move, he's paralyzed, he has no actions, no reaction, no movement, no speaking, no nothing. For
Now,
1
is
minute.
that only as long as we don't hurt him?
No. At the end of each of its turns, the target repeats the save, ending the spell on itself on a success. But it has nothing to do with damage or anything like that. So, at least for right now, we're all gonna get advantage on the next round. Let's see if we can finish this guy off now. We're at the top of the round.
Yes, you guys got your surprise round, And so, Sable, would you like to act again? This guy starts to turn after the pain of being stabbed so deeply in his ribs.
But he can yell, so we should kill him first.
Yeah. That's a natural 20. I didn't need it for this guy, I don't think, but 11, and I'm not gonna use my sneak attack.
Okay.
Dice.
So 11 points of damage?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, he only had 5 left.
Okay.
So you are able to snicker snack him.
Now you can't hit the other guy. He is paralyzed, so you still get advantage on him.
Yeah. Modified 20 to hit.
Definitely.
So this one, I add my sneak attack to 12.
It's a nice hit. Then it is Greymore's turn.
I'm gonna try and drag him down the stairs to get him out of the way, but I'm gonna do that by burying my glaive in his skull and pulling him down. That is an 18.
Oh, yes.
So 25 something. 6 points of damage.
Alrighty.
I bring it around 19.
That's a hit.
8 damage.
He is bloodied.
Get this guy down before he gets a save.
Was it my turn?
It is your turn.
Okay.
Moxie's
I didn't
turn.
know. I don't know what his initiative is.
Yes, Dr. Stone says, get him.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to punch him, I guess. 23.
That's a hit.
7. And then unknuckled hand.
Yeah.
I gotta give me a second set of those. Yeah. Only an 8. And then I'm gonna say, it's okay, August, you can do it, and give you Bardic. And then I'm gonna try to punch him again. There, much better. 22.
Yes.
Oh, minimum damage. 4.
All right. And now it is Dr. Stone's turn.
All right, I'm going to cast True Strike on my light crossbow with advantage. 22 to hit.
Yes.
12 points of radiant damage.
So you hit him deep in the shoulder blade. And
Now
let's
he gets
see.
a save at the end of his turn. So he's still paralyzed until the end of his turn.
And rolls a natural 1 on his save. So, Sable, this is going to be absolutely horrific for this man. Just to jinx it, all you have to do is just hit him.
Double 18s and plus 6.
Definitely.
He's suffering. Put him out of his misery.
14 points.
Yes, you have 2 hit points left. So, how does Sable do this?
Sable's signature move, just right across the neck.
Gruesome. And he falls.
So we listen in on this door. Can I do a perception check?
Of course.
With guidance? 14.
Earlier you heard some chanting, you got a little closer, and it's kind of like a call and response type of thing just through these massive 15-foot tall, 10-foot wide doors that are at the top of this landing. You can hear the muffled voice of someone very clearly, like a religious service of some type, maybe catching the occasional word or two, something about our queen, something about the extended web.
Can he get any kind of vibe on numbers? Like, are we talking hundreds or less than
Yeah.
hundreds? I know he's not gonna be able to figure it out, but like,
Is it more than 50?
yeah.
Less than 2?
The voice echoing, you feel like it's smaller temple. The space inside, right? It's probably bigger than a chapel, but it doesn't sound cathedral-like.
If I gave you some guidance, do you think you could silently open these doors?
I can try.
There you go. I'm going to give you
They're a
guidance.
bit big. First, I just want to check and see if they're locked.
They're not, yeah.
Okay. And then I'll try to sleight of hand the door open. Modified 20.
And so you go to open it, and perhaps because of the robe, you like creak it, you open it, you know, a little bit. And then do you like peek in, or you just wanted to open it to be able to hear more clearly?
Yeah, just peek in.
Okay. There is a temple that is about 30 feet wide and about 50 feet deep. There are wooden rafters above it. And up in those rafters, it's just filled with spider webs, just all kinds of webbing that's up there. There are pillars that are supporting the edges of this room, and it appears packed down toward the front of this room are about 15 similarly robed folks. On the pedestal, on the dais down at the end, you see a gentleman in all purple robes standing there, obviously like a podium. He is preaching and speaking. He has a staff in his hand at his side. The cowl of his purple robe is up. He's got like a stole around it that's got inscriptions and things on it. But the thing that really gathers your attention is dangling in the web above him is an enormous, like pony-sized spider that has blue and white shimmering to his skin tone, and it is just dangling there above him, chittering and moving as he speaks as well.
I think we're gonna have to come back here, guys. We cannot. So when you said dangling from the webs, I was really worried there was gonna be a child there.
If it was a child, I was just rushing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But it's just, do we feel like they haven't noticed it?
It doesn't appear that they have. Perhaps the disguise, perhaps the hood.
I'd really like to
doesn't
know
catch-
who's at the dais, but the elevator went 2 directions. Does it look like there's any other doors in here? Any other points of entrance, egress?
Yeah, you didn't see, at this point, no.
Well, let's, hold on. They haven't noticed us yet. Let's wait and see what happens.
So this chanting, is it still in common? Is it in another language? What are they chanting about?
You bet. He's basically chanting about serving the queen.
Is the spider shimmering in a very shivery type way?
100%. Yep. Something about, we've scurried in the shadows for too long, cast down by the sun-blinded fools who walk the
soft feet
open
and
world.
softer hearts. The web connects all. Every heartbeat, every breath, every secret. She knows them. She feels your vibrations. She who is rooted in the stars. She who has weaved death and desire. Our queen stirs in her lair and seeks entry here. She's hungry and you can help fed her. Bring forth your sacrifices. Bring your doubts. Burn them in web and fire. Let the blood of the unbelievers drip like dew upon her altar. She shall descend in glory. Her legs shall spread out across the temples of their so-called gods. Her fangs shall feast their hearts, and we will feast in her shadow. All hail the queen! All hail the spinner and the thief! The queen! The queen! The queen!
And so you see like that spider that's up above is chittering and oscillating like its colors are moving along those lines.
Is anyone making a move to offer up a sacrifice, or is it just metaphor?
It just seems to be at this point, metaphor and
Offer up your doubts.
yeah.
Well, it said sacrifices and then said doubts. So
Yeah.
it could be, well, I have doubts, but here's my kid.
No, it just appears to be members at this point, right? That spider starts oscillating and shimmering and chittering, and then it gets quiet, like it stops chittering, and it takes a moment, and then the cultists slowly fade down, and the spider vamps out.
That's
Dr. Stone, I blame you!
Okay, close the door and let's run.
Yeah. So you guys turn and start to skedaddle, and you go back down these little stairs and open up the door to the hallway, and you skitter down the hallway that's 30 feet long to the elevator. Open the elevator and crank the elevator up.
Yeah, we're gonna go all the way to the top.
And after a moment or two, it stops, and you can tell you can open it, right? And you open up the metal lattice work, and there is like a wood panel there in front of you. It's got to be a door. A quick check by Sable, you're able to open it, and you open up this secret door panel. You're in the corner of that library that was on the first floor.
Oh,
I thought you guys looked at this room.
we did.
You missed the whole elevator.
Whoops, I wasn't a part of that, so.
We found our secret door.
Okay, so let's head out of here. We're running to get out of this place.
Yeah. Through the library, through the dining hall on that very first floor, up into the tea room, back into the little lobby area where all the dead spider bodies were that August just plowed through, back up the tunnel, back to the spiral staircase going up, back to the portcullis.
I closed the portcullis.
And now you're in the tunnel in the wall.
Let's just keep going. I'm really worried about the fact that we are running out of resources.
We should just go through the first alcove. Hopefully it's not somebody's house and we can escape into the city.
Right here, so you go 30 feet down the hallway and you find this little alcove to go through, and sure enough, you come through it. It is still dark. It's probably close to midnight perhaps, right? As you guys were on the roof, and you come out right next to what would be some type of little roadside or street side vendor. They've got everything all bundled up for the night and such, but you're right there. Sable, you
Start pulling these robes off.
take a...
I think we were taking the robes off as we were running.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sable, you're able to figure out that you guys are not far, maybe, 200 yards or so from the soiled sow. And from there, you guys can decide where you want to go.
I'm going home.
For right now, let's go to the siren song.
I agree.
Yeah.
All right. And so you guys arrive back at the siren song.
Just absolutely winded, holding a stitch in my side.
nervous, feeling like maybe you've bitten off more than you can chew, thankful to be alive.
All the way around, doubles.
All right. Once we get into a place where we can talk.
I mean, it's late enough that we would have had closing time. Nobody's down here.
Oh, okay.
So if it is about 2 a.m., you said.
Sure. By the time you guys meander through the streets, close 1 a.m., 2 a.m. Right.
So absolutely nobody is here because Arya doesn't start baking until 4. Kobe probably has a little pallet in the corner of the kitchen. I think we should debrief, but I will get you a double, and I will just leave the whiskey bottle on the bar. Anybody who wants that can just have that.
I leave the double and take the whiskey bottle.
I'll take the double.
So we don't know how the Shiva and the ether and the prosthetics and Zaylan Pierce are connected, but they're connected.
And they're connected to a cult group.
We just don't know how.
A cult who worships a giant spider?
Now, could
Or a
maybe
spider god?
Could maybe Dr. Stone do some kind of a religious check to see if he recognizes this deity?
16.
Nothing comes immediately to mind. I mean, there's Katsina, the god of creation, and Seos, god of balance. Of course, Ngahe, the goddess of peace and protection. Galdrum magic, Pakadanu, who's the goddess of fertility and nature. There is Konira, who is an underworld god of death, and Kulukate, who is the god of disease and corruption, but none of them necessarily are spider connected.
Okay, I think this is going to take study and research during the daylight hours.
So as a bard, I am a charisma-based caster. Could I see if this is a similar charisma-based caster that would lead me to think it's closer to like a warlock situation than a cleric situation?
Oh, yeah. Sure.
Listen, that preacher was really charismatic, and I'm thinking about how cult leaders can be really charismatic. 16 also.
If you and Dr. Stone are talking a little bit, there's nothing in the major pantheons. It does seem like something in the realm of cultic warlock, which of course makes Dr. Stone then think.
I do have proficiency in Arcana. So using that, can I do an advantage roll on Arcana to see if I got something?
Sure.
I will take another tug off this bottle and refill Sable's glass.
15.
Yeah, it makes sense. It's a possibility, but nothing's really jumping out. Like you said, he may need to take this germ of an idea.
You know who else we know is really charismatic?
Zaylan Pierce.
Zaylan Pierce.
The only reason I wish we could have looked below that hood was if it was Zaylan Pierce underneath that hood, which I would not.
We could have risked it, and I could have hit him with a firebolt as we were running away and maybe knocked his hood off, but the spider was real scary.
When the spider speared, I didn't know where we were going to be. So I'm not sure exactly, should we just try to figure out maybe go home and get some
Say,
rest.
do we need to go to the library tomorrow?
Of course, the only thing is, if anybody saw us, if the spider saw us, I'm a little bit splitting up now. Each of us going to our places of rest.
Fine, you can stay in the basement room. Moxie goes down to the basement room, and down in the basement room, bar storage, kegs, bottles, etc., etc. There's a shelf. She taps a few bottles. And then the shelf shimmers and shakes, and then behind it is actually a very nice room.
I think I'll take my chances and head back to my dorms. I might see if the Sapphire Society has any further information.
I can do some searching tomorrow, but right now, are you okay with staying here tonight?
Are you staying here?
Yes.
Yeah, we'll stay with you.
You don't need to check on your cat?
I do not have a cat, Moxie.
Meeting at the library tomorrow?
Let's meet at the library tomorrow.
All right.
I tuck them into the smuggler's suite,
Yep.
and I go to bed in my house.
Dr. Stone and August E. Graymore bed down in the smuggler's suite of the Siren Song, feeling safe and protected. Moxie goes back upstairs to her own room, knowing she has things to talk to Rhapsody about in the morning. Sable heads back to the communal safety of the Sapphire Society, going straight to your room.
I might think this important enough to seek Minthra out.
You walk by Minthra's office. It's dark. You can tell she's not there.
Okay.
So, and you can see that the little eternal flame torch that she has there is not outside of the office door. So she's indisposed or not around. And so, perhaps with restless dreams and minds full of worry and maybe a little bit of guilt and maybe a little bit of hope, our party beds down to wait until morning. And the story ends for these characters at this moment, but for our listeners, we have this scene. A few nights later, in the prison cell below the headquarters of the Town Watch, dim torchlight flickers and a heavy silence hangs in the air, broken only by the occasional clank of a distant footstep or a groan from another inmate. Reynard, gaunt and bruised, sits slouched on a stone bench in this cell. His once arrogant demeanor has faded. His shirt is smeared, his hair matted, the corner of his upper lip is bruised and swelled. He stares, muttering softly to himself.
I think this is the end. Fools. The queen won't abandon her own. Graymore.
A click sounds at the far end of the hallway. Smooth, deliberate footsteps echo toward the cell. A figure, slender and poised, likely female, dressed in the garb of a city watch. Cloak, gloves, a broad-brimmed hat pulled low over the eyes. She stops in front of Reynard's cell, saying nothing at first. Get up. You're an embarrassment. Reynard stares at the figure for a moment, and Reynard stands.
Nice disguise. Took you long enough. I knew she'd send someone. I knew she...
You failed our queen for the last time.
Wait. No, you don't understand. I was framed. The shiv and the other powder wasn't mine. Graymore and his flunk...
A raised hand silences him. The gloved hand of the female city watch reaches up and removes her hat. It shimmers and changes form, as does the clothing of this female, and she extends the hat just through the bars of the cell.
You, why'd she send...
Be quiet. Put this on. Shift your form. We have less than 2 minutes. Reynard doesn't hesitate. He steps up and dons the hat. His eyes shimmer, flesh shifts from his form, realigns, eyes change, and in an instant, a perfect copy of August E. Graymore, proud and defiant, stands in the cell.
Let's see how they like this. Two can play.
Be quiet. Let me look at you. And a delicate hand, gloved in velvet and lace, smooths the curl on August's hairline.
Their little hero, back from disgrace. That'll shake...
The rapier strikes like a serpent, thrusting clean through the bars and deep into Reynard's throat with a wet, slick sound. His grin freezes, eyes going wide in pain and disbelief. He gasps, blood burbling at his lips.
Why?
We covered this. You failed our queen for the last time, and you're idiot choosing that form. I said be quiet. She twists the blade and then withdraws it in one fluid motion. She snatches the hat off his head as Reynard's body now collapses, still clutching at the wound in his throat, and the life spills out of him. The assassin calmly wipes the blade and replaces it under her cloak. The queen's web has only just begun. And she turns and walks away, her figure vanishing into the shadows of the prison corridor, and we hear the click of a lock and the slam of a dungeon door.
Dear friends, this brings an end to Season 1 for Campaign 3, Curse of the Clockwork City. The Red Dirt D&D podcast is taking a short break, but we still have more shows coming during the interim. We'll be airing classic episodes of Red Dirt Outlaws as they make their way through keys from the Golden Vault. The show includes Red Dirt D&D regulars like Connor Shenold and me, as well as Aidan Cross as our Dungeon Master, along with new voices including Mark Coffrin, Bree Bolton, and Andrew Sheffy. It also features the same music and sound effects you've come to expect from Red Dirt Productions. New episodes begin next week, and stay tuned as Red Dirt D&D will return with Season 2 for Curse of the Clockwork City. Red Dirt D&D Curse of the Clockwork City is Brooke Bullock as our Dungeon Master, Kerri Hester as Moxie, Connor Shenold as Sable, Johnny Payne as August E. Graymore, and I'm Michael Cross as Dr. Elias Stone. Our theme music comes from Ovani Sound. Our sound effects and additional music courtesy of Jeffrey McBride, Monument Studios, Describe.com, and TabletopAudio.com. Dice for the Red Dirt D&D cast provided by ST Way Gaming. You can find us at reddirtdnd.com. If you are enjoying Red Dirt D&D, make sure to subscribe, rate us, and leave a comment. Also, tell your friends about Red Dirt D&D. You can also support the show at patreon.com/reddirtdnd at whatever giving level works best for you. Join us next time as we discover more secrets in the Clockwork City.